Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. Want to win in life's challenges? To know the will of God and have more passion for Him? Practical help right now with Tak Bhana and Running with Fire.
Well, we're talking this week about the fact that you are of infinite value regardless of how your life has been. Now, some of you are struggling to really accept that and understand. So some of you have seen this book, but let me just illustrate this by this $20 note that I've got here, all right? So this $20 note, it's worth $20. So I'm gonna abuse this note. So I'm gonna crunch it up, like that, and I'm gonna spit on it, and I wouldn't do it right now. I'm gonna put it on the floor, and I'm gonna stamp all over this $20 note, and maybe I might even rip it a little bit in a corner or something like that, and I'm gonna swear at it. I won't do this on public TV. I can't do that, but I swear at it, yelling, "You are so useless, you're hopeless, you're never gonna amount to anything. Man, you're the worst $20 note I've ever seen in my entire life." All right, got that? Now, open it up now. Here's the question. What's that $20 note worth? It's still worth $20. What's the point? The point is, see, what you and this $20 note have in common is intrinsic value. It means it doesn't matter what's happened or happens to the still worth $20. It's the same with your life. It doesn't matter what your life has been, how you've been misused, abused, trodden on, hated, told you of no worth, no value, all the rest of it. It does not change your value. Your value cannot change. That you're of infinite value. Nothing can change that. Nothing anyone does to you. Anything you think about yourself. Even the fact that you don't value yourself doesn't change your value. You're still of infinite value in the eyes of God. We may be a little bit worse for wear, but we're still made in the image of God, and that can never change. And that's one reason God can never give up on anyone. The worst, dirty, rotten sinner on the planet who spits at God in his face, God can't give up on him because that person is still of infinite value, of untold worth, and Jesus will go to the ends of the earth to reach and win that person back to Himself. We're simply of too great a value to be rejected by God. If you find a pearl that's all covered in dirt and grime, it's damaged here and there, what do? Say you find a diamond ring or something like that. Found it, but it's all messy, dirty, coming out. Do you just throw it away? Of course you don't. You still know it's of great value. You just clean it up a little bit. Even when you and I were lost in sin, defiled, marred, unattractive, Jesus still gave His life, gave His all to get us back. We're just worth too much to Him, even though we might be a bit grimy. Matthew 25, there's a parable about the 5, 2, and 1 talents. And the servant with 1 talent, watch this, buried it. And you could think the 1 talent person as a person who thinks, you can think of it as someone who thinks of there's so little worth, it's not important what they do with their life. That can be very costly. That great prophet of God, in the final quest, Rick Joyner, speaks of one of the visions he had of heaven. He meets a man he had known on earth, a faithful believer, but he had not done much for God. Because he was so unattractive physically, it made him shy. So he didn't do much work for God. In heaven, this man explained that he is now in the lowest place because he had not done much for God. He said our positions that we'll have for eternity are determined by how faithful we serve God and fulfill His plan for our lives. Then he said this. He said, I was so glad I had eternal life, but I was sad because I had wasted my life on earth. Partly because he didn't have the self-worth to overcome his ugliness and shyness. The result was absolutely tragic. He didn't attain his eternal place and the rewards in heaven that he could have had. It's so important that we know just how valuable we are to God. And no matter what we feel about ourselves, our low self-esteem, our low self-worth, that we still use the talents and gifts that God has given to us, fulfill His plan for our lives, because that, my friends, will determine our standing and our rewards for all eternity. You are of infinite value. Make the very most of your life and use your gifts and talents faithfully for God. Tak Bhana is the Senior Pastor of Church Unlimited in Auckland, New Zealand.
For more information, to make contact or to listen again, look for Running with Fire at our website, vision.org.au. Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.